Hello and welcome to your reading. In this video, we are going to be asking Spirit to help us know what it is that we need to know in order to make that lasting change that we are trying to make. So let's start off this reading by asking Spirit to help us figure out exactly what it is that is holding us back. That's keeping us from making this change that we so desire. That has been something that we've been after over and over, and we've tried multiple times, and we just keep finding ourselves in the same exact spot. That's a card. Alright. Let's pull just one or two more cards. Let's see what wants to come. That one also wants to come. Alright, so the first card I pulled is Conflict. Know what you dislike, focus on your likes. Sorry, there you go. So what's interesting about that card is I was actually asking for that, what we need to know for this long change, to make this lasting change, and already it's the fact that we're conflicted about what we even want. We're going back and forth. We're saying that we want, we want to go left, but we also want to go right at the same time. Do you want a relationship or do you want to be single? Do you want to change, your career or your current financial circumstances? Or do you want to keep things the way they are because it's easy and you know what's going to happen? So first thing, in order to make this change, is we have to be very clear what it is that we even want for this change. And our next card is Shadow Song. Hear your soul song. So when I see this card, it's a reminder that whatever is keeping us from this change has something to do with a song that Shadow has been singing for a long time. What do I mean by that? This isn't something new. This isn't something that you're surprised about. You have been wanting to do this thing for a while, and Shadow's been telling you over and over again, hey, the circumstances that we're in right now, this job that we're in right now, this relationship that we're in right now, the way that we're handling our health right now, we're not happy with, we're not comfortable with it. But every time it comes up, every time you hear the song, so you always decide to just shake it off or give some excuse or say, it's okay, I don't have time to work on this right now. And it's one of those things where you really need to give yourself the chance to listen to your shadow, because your shadow just wants to help you. So let's go ahead and pull our tarot deck and figure out exactly what the root of this is. Like, what are we getting at? What is it that is creating this conflict, or that's keeping us from really listening to our shadow? Because it could be a lot of things. Change is not easy, I'm not gonna lie. Wanting to know how to make lasting change, first it has to do with having the courage to do something different, to do something outside the scope. The other thing about, these cards. The other thing about change is it's one of those things where you're actively walking into the unknown, and an ego, your very ego, who's there to protect you and keep you safe, is against change. So part of the problem is too, our bodies are naturally wired to resist change, because change can be scary, or change can get bad, but change can also be good. We just have to work with our ego and our bodies and our mind in order to create that change. So here we have the Seven of Swords. So interesting thing about the Seven of Swords is this is the Deceit card. But everyone, when I see this card, for me, it's always been about you deceiving yourself. Like, it's not that someone else is deceiving you. It's not that you're being deceived by anyone else other than yourself. I like to point out too that a lot of times when people say that the rug has been pulled underneath their feet, a lot of times there was warnings. A lot of times there was red flags. Not every time. I'm willing to admit not every time. But most of the time there was. So when I see the Seven of Swords, my first thought is back to conflict. Know what you dislike and focus on your likes. I feel like right now you're trying to convince yourself that everything is okay when it's not. You're trying to convince yourself that you're comfortable, that you're happy, but you're not. And until you get real honest about that, things aren't gonna change. All right, the next card we got is Strength. So this is telling me that you have the strength to change. Oh, we have 2 more cards. You have the ability to get this done. You have the ability to make the change that you want to have. This isn't something that you have to go external for. It's something that's already inside of you, but it is going to take courage. It is going to take you facing the dragon or facing the lion or facing whatever this is. And that dragon or that lion is you. It's you and being real honest with your situation and having to face the reality of what you're living in. Ooh, Queen of Wands. Okay, so when I see the Queen of Wands here, it's telling me that you have the capacity to do what it is you want to do. You're not somebody who just, sits around and lets life happen around them. You're someone that does take the bull by the horn. You do take control. You do know how to make things and put things done. But when I'm getting this card with all these other cards, I feel like we're not prioritizing ourselves. So so the World in its reverse position. So when I say that we're not prioritizing ourselves, it's one of those things where when I get the World in its reverse position, we know exactly what it is that we need to do. We have no doubts, no questions. We can do it. We're just scared. We're resisting. We want to find another shinier thing or find more knowledge. When the truth is, there's nothing more for you to learn. You just have to do it. It's kind of like that whole nightmare where you're finding yourself back in high school and you have to get your diploma or you're not going to graduate because of blah, 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 blah. The truth is you've already graduated, okay? There's nothing more for you to do to earn that diploma or whatever it is that you're going after in this situation. You know everything. It's just a matter of doing it. So we need to use that Queen of Wands energy that, and this is if you're male or female, it's one of those things where you need to claim your ability to go with the flow, trust the process, but also actively work with the universe and do the things that you need to do to follow through. But you need to do it on you. You need to put yourself first. So let's see exactly what we're going to do to help us put ourselves first. All right. So what is it that we need to do in order to make ourselves a priority, in order to make the change that we're going for a priority? Also, what is it exactly about this lion or about this dragon or this fear that we're having to face that we're kind of holding ourselves back from? Oh, these are not easy cards for me to shuffle, small hands, but I felt called to pull them, so I'm going to pull them. Okay, this card. All right. And this card. Okay, so aim at God. The ironic thing about this card is every time I see it, my first thought is trust the universe, trust conscious, trust, everything. But really, this card is asking you to surrender. It's asking you to surrender to what is going to happen. And it's not that you don't have control over your life. You have the control, you have the ability, but also the way I like to think about the universe and surrendering is like when you put something in your GPS, okay? And you're just using your GPS to get you from A to C because you know how to get from point A to point B. So when your GPS tells you a different route to get from point A to point B, and it's like, take this, you're just like, that's silly, I'm not going to take that. But what you really don't know is that the way that you usually go has an accident that just formed, so there's not a yellow or red line there, and you're about to be 30 minutes late because you didn't follow GPS. So that's the surrender that I get when I see this card. It's not that you're changing your destination. It's not that you don't have control. You always have free will. When I get aim at God, it's one of those things where surrender to God, surrender to spirit, surrender to universe, God, Goddess, whatever it is that you believe in. Let them take your fears and your worries and you focus on what it is that you're going after. Because that's important. Because whatever this is, if you keep trying to do it by yourself, you're not going to do it. I'm sorry. And then love for all. Okay, so I love this card because, again, this is one of those cards that feel all lovey-dovey. But whenever I get it, it's a reminder of 2 things. One, I have to love myself first. Because if I don't love myself first, I'm not able to love others in the way that I would like to. Your cup has to be overflowing first in order for you to be able to give to other people. But love for all also is one of those things where you have to remember that as you are putting yourself first, you're also helping other people because you're inspiring other people to do the things that they want to do because you're doing it. So say this is about weight, because if you're in the States right now, we're in summertime and a lot of us are trying to get that beach body or a hot summer body back. Truth is, wherever you're going to start and whatever you're going to do would probably inspire those around you, but you're not going to help them to love themselves unless you do it first. So see this as an ability to love yourself and love other people. Also, again, you need to make yourself a priority, because it's one of those things where you can say, I don't have time for me because I have to take care of all those I love. The truth is, if you love the others, you're gonna have to love yourself too, and you're gonna have to make yourself a priority. Alright, so how exactly do we get help with learning how to surrender and how to make ourselves a priority? So let's figure out what these cards have to tell us for that. Oh, okay. We got 4 cards. Okay, got a lot going on with this deck. Let's do these 2 first because they're the ones that popped out first, and then we'll do the other. Okay, power, bull. So I literally even said you take the bull by the horns in the beginning of this video. So I love that because it's one of those things where you have the power, you have the ability, and the bull doesn't have to ask anybody, hey, who am I or what am I? The bull just does its thing. It knows exactly that it's strong and then it has the strength in order to do it. And you are the same type of person. So reclaim that power. Be yourself. Dog, loyalty. So I love this. This is telling me that you are a loyal person, but to everyone but yourself. So you're being asked to reclaim that same type of love that dogs have for practically everybody for yourself. Okay, we got 3 cards in this one. Endure. So turn is the bird, and then endurance is the thing. And what I love about this is a reminder that this is not going to be a quick fix. This is going to be something that's going to take your time, and it's going to take your, ability to continue to go at it, to keep going at it. It's going to take persistence. It's going to take endurance. And it's one of those things where it's not going to magically happen overnight. You have to be realistic about your expectations, because if you're unrealistic about your expectations, you're automatically going to fail. Our next card, stoat. Reciprocity. That is a harder word to say when you're reading it than it is when you're actually just saying it out loud. So what I love about this card is a stoat is just like one of those things that's so cute and so giving. But again, a stoat and all animals, they're going to take care of themselves first before they take care of other people. And reciprocity isn't necessarily about you, giving to others. It's about you receiving, actually. So do you need help in order to make yourself a priority? Do you need to reach out to other people to make sure that you get what it is that you need to move forward? And our last card, snake and desire. So what I love about snakes is they're always about transformation. Every time I see a snake, I automatically assume that that's its first original meaning. But with this deck, it's also about desire. And what I love about that is our first card was conflict, and it was telling us that we honestly didn't know what it is that we wanted. So when I see this card, I see that whatever it is that we truly desire, there's going to be transformation with it. Because as you move forward towards that desire, as you move forward towards whatever it is that you're being asked to achieve right now, with the honesty and the reclaiming your power and putting yourself first, it is going to transform you. Not only is it going to transform you, but it is going to inspire others, because as you change and transform, the others around you are going to see it and they're going to want the same thing for themselves. Alright, we're just going to pull just a few more cards here. I feel like this message is pretty complete. We've been pretty on course for everything. We know that the change is going to take time. We know that it's going to have to be an endurance project, and also endurance and strength. I did pull the strength card, and that's a combination too, where a lot of times you already have it, you just kind of forget that you have it. So it's all in the remembering and the doing. Oh, okay. And it's in the trusting. I love this. Remember that you can't change anyone but yourself. So I don't know exactly what your circumstances are. I'm not sure what you're trying to change, but even if you're trying to make a change in your relationship or your career or your workplace or something, this is a good reminder to focus on yourself and know that everything else is just going to fall into place. You can only change yourself. Remember that it's okay to be happy. It really is. Ooh, that one hits home. Because if we're already not prioritizing ourselves, then we're probably not we're giving away our permission to be happy. We're giving away our permission to be in doing what we want to do to other people. So here's your permission slip just to be happy, because it's okay to be happy. If you're happy first and your happiness goes towards yourself, that's going to inspire other people to find their own happiness. And then stop looking outside yourself for the answers. You already know them. Ooh, that one's deep. That one cuts. And that kind of just goes back to what I was saying with the Seven of Swords card about, you know, really being honest with yourself, because the more honest that you are with yourself, the more you can get closer to what you want to get to. So you do know exactly what it is that you want, and you do know exactly like what it is you have to do to move forward. Again, it's just about that prioritizing, and it's about the doing for yourself. You have the ability, you have the know-how, you have it all. You just have to do it, and you have to do it with realistic expectations. That is your reading for today. If you have any questions or need advice on how to help you prioritize yourself, go ahead and put that in the comment below, because while this is a general reading, I don't have the ability to give specifics about how to help you prioritize, but if you want to go ahead and ask me, I can help you that way. Also, if you did want more information or your own private reading, there is a link in the description below, or in the comment. No, it's in the description. Okay, it's in the description below. That's all I have for you today. If you'd like more readings, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and I can't wait to read for you soon. Bye-bye.